Let's see if we can make this real. Is there something in your life that you're feeling nervous about? Something that you could do in your business that's a little bit nerve wracking that you've been holding back on? You sound like someone who
Oh,
tends to go for it, but we all have edges.
okay. Hiring, because I
Yep.
had a really bad experience
Right.
with somebody that really took a bite out of me. And so I've always been very trusting, but now I'm like, well, maybe, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. So look, therapy could be good for that. I'm a coach, so I tend to be more like, all right, what are we going to do about it now? I don't want to know about all of that. It's just, I'm interested in, so let's get practical. What position are we talking about?
Oh my gosh. Probably several because I just now added, I've doubled my space just like as we speak, we're renovating. Oh gosh, I could hire several positions.
Well, let's pick one. So we'll make it
Okay.
specific, right? Because if you're thinking about
All
hiring
right.
your
I want a
demo,
sales manager.
sales manager, great. So I want to make the point that our mind is like hiring, and it just seems like this really big thing, and it's throwing sales manager and podcast manager and this and that and whatever. And it's like, I don't want to face it. So the first thing we can do is chunk it down. And we did that in a matter of 4 seconds. We chunked it down. Boom, we got one thing, sales manager. Now, what would that do for you if you had a good sales manager running that part of your business? What would that do for you?
That would fill basically my membership and also enable me to help my personal trainers be busy because if they were selling, although selling is really one of my strong points, I need to move away from doing everything because, it's exhausting. So sales, that would help all of the trainers that I have and that I want to hire to be busy and prosperous.
Okay, great. So you would fill your membership, you would serve your trainers and help them get clients. And I imagine this would free up time of yours to do other things. What are some other things you might do with that time once that's given back to you?
Well, more TV, more speaking, probably some traveling and some more and just more things like that.
Well, that sounds like a good time to me. So how can you mitigate the risk? You got burned before. What could you do differently this time so that your chances
That's what
improve?
I don't know. I'm like, how do you find people that that you trust, like when you're interviewing them? I think it's the whole process of the interview. Like if I'm interviewing someone cold, I don't know them, so how do I figure out, is this person honest, hardworking, and trustworthy?
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. So I have a couple of ideas for you that I'll run past. One is to have a really good test. So when I'm hiring, and right now I'm hiring a social media manager, I write down the skills. They need to have discernment when they're editing a video and know what to keep and throw away. That's not easy. The second thing, they need to write 2 paragraphs. They don't have, it doesn't have to be amazing, but 2 paragraphs with no typos or grammatical mistakes that could go on a blog post. And then thirdly, they know how to use Hootsuite or some kind of social media platform. That's pretty easy if they know how to do it. So what I've done is I posted a job, and with the job, I posted the test. I said, to apply for this, look at this video and send me the first 4 minutes of your edited result where you chopped out all the fluff and just kept the good stuff, and give me 2 paragraphs I could put on a blog. That's it. Now I'm going to go through and look at the results, people who bothered to actually do it.
Mhm.
And the people, probably 8 out of 10 of those, it's not going to be a very good edit. And I'll just discard them. And the rest of them, now we'll have an interview. But they've stood out to me. So your homework assignment, should you choose to accept it, is to write down a test that you could use for the salesperson. When I've hired salespeople before, I've said to them, this is what I'm selling. Come up with a script and send me an audio of you doing a mock conversation with someone selling this, and include in your role play these 3 objections and how you'd handle them. Boom. I just listen to the audios of people. And if someone excites me, I set up an interview with them and then we talk. So I notice you seem animated right now in the video. Does that sound like something that could be useful for you?
Yes, absolutely. I really see what you're saying. It's very helpful. You broke it down and made it bite-sized for me.
Great. And then the other couple of tips, because you want someone you can rely on, and this test may not test that. So you might want to check their references. Those people are always going to say good things, but if you get them on the phone, you'll be able to tell if they're just going through the motions because they don't want to upset the person. So you can check references and also check how long they've been doing it. If they've just been doing it for 3 months, you don't know if they're going to be around in another 3 months. But if they've been at it for 5 years and they love it, I think that's a big sign.
Yeah, I really want to find the key person because they could really grow with the business, and it's booming, but it will really be booming. So I love all your great tips. Now let's jump a little bit
Well,
here.
hang on. Just before we do, I want to wrap this up in a bow. Because I had no plan for this, but I want to recap what we did. We chunked it down from multiple positions to one position because that's much more manageable. We looked at the benefit to you so you could get motivated by what this would bring for you, which is a great way to combat fear, is just provide a reward that's greater than the
Right.
fear. And then we looked at ways you could mitigate the risk and actually get a good person this time instead of making the mistake. And after doing those three things, I'm curious, how would you rate your fear now about hiring compared to where it was 5 minutes ago? Higher, the same, or lower?
Oh gosh, you totally lessened it. And I don't know why I was sitting here. I realized I was ready and I was trying to hire during a pandemic. So that made it a little bit rough because everything was closed. But now things are really opening up. So I should get back at it and I'll try these tips that you've recommended. I can see it completely. It's the steps. You gave me steps. And for some reason, that really does lessen your fear.